and welcome to the National Indoor Arena here in Birmingham for finals day at the Yonex All England Badminton Championships. We're going to start our 5 finals with the mixed doubles and the Olympic bronze medalists Hanbin and Hyun up against the qualifiers from Korea, Ko and Ha. Then the men's singles and a repeat of the Olympic final in Beijing. The current world #1, Lee Chong-wei of Malaysia, up against the current world champion, Lin Dan of China. Then women's doubles and an all-Chinese affair, Cheng Xu and Zhao Yunlei up against Zhang Yawen and Zhao Tingting. After that, the women's singles and the defending champion, the current world #1 from Denmark, Tina Rasmussen, up against the former world junior champion, Wang Yi-hun. And then the last of our 5 finals this afternoon, men's doubles, Han Sang-hun and Hwang Ji-man of Korea, up against the former champions, Kai-yun and Fu Haifeng from China. So this event, widely regarded as the world's premier annual tournament, and when you hear the list of the finalists, it's no wonder why it's regarded so highly. The best players in the world have all been here, and we are looking forward to some tremendous finals. As I say, the first of the finals is the mixed doubles, and the #3 seeds, the Olympic bronze medalists Hanbin and Hyun from China, up against the Koreans Ko Seung-hyun and Jung Eun from Korea. Well, let's get play underway and down to courtside to join our MC, David Pegg.
And now please welcome the players from China, Hanbin and Hyun. And their opponents from Korea, Ko Seung-hyun and Jung Eun.
Well, first of 5 finals, and of course the players invited onto court. And who would have thought a week ago that we would be talking about Ko Seung-hyun and Jung Eun in an all-England final? They started the week in the qualifying event. They've battled through that, and they've battled their way through the main draw. It's the most extraordinary story. We've been researching in the press centre, trying to look for a qualifier who's been a title winner in Super Series events. The only one we could find was in the men's doubles when Koo Kian Kiat and Tan Boon Hyung had to qualify for the Malaysian Open in 2007 as a new partnership, and they ended up winning the event. I wonder if the Koreans can do the same here. It really is a tall order against the Chinese pair of Hanbin and Hyun, because they are a class act. Olympic bronze medalists in Beijing last year, semi-finalists here a couple of years ago, and having formed their partnership in November 2006, they have gone from strength to strength. 3 times they won titles in 2007, and last year, winners of 4 titles, including the Malaysian, Swiss, French and Indian Grand Prix. Runners-up in the Thailand Open as well, so 5 finals last year. Now, looking at their path through to today's final, and as you can see, they haven't had to play a seeded pair so far. And look at that, all of their matches in 2 straight games. And of course, because they're up against qualifiers in the final, they will play this entire tournament without coming up against a seeded combination. That really is extraordinary. So as far as Ko and Ha is concerned, well, both 21 years of age. So both are about to turn 22. I was talking to Jung Eun after their semi-final last night. She was absolutely delighted. But I have to say, there was a slight concern because she was putting ice on her back. So I hope that there isn't too much of an injury problem. We didn't get terribly far with the conversation because my Korean is non-existent and her English is not that extensive, but we did have a delightful little chat. So they, of course, have only played 4 previous tournaments to get their world ranking of 91. Now, look at the number of matches they've had to play. Fortunate for them, having battled through the 2 in the qualifying event, they got a walkover against Andrew Ellis and Sarah Bock of England because of injury or illness. But look at that, in the second round, they had to dispose of the number 8 seeds, Sukit Prakamol and Sarali Thongkam. Did it in 2 straight games. Quarterfinal against the current European champions, Anthony Clark and Donna Kellogg. Obviously very disappointing for the English fans here in Birmingham, but it was 3 close games. And then in the semi-final, against the defending champion, Jung Eun, who's won this mixed doubles title for the last 2 years playing with Gao Ling, but he's now got a new partner, Ma Jin. So that really was a sensational semi-final. We certainly enjoyed it. So, Chen Xingdong, who was very animated during the semi-final the Koreans played against Jung Eun and Ma Jin. And the Korean coach is Ha Tai Kwon on the left, who was, of course, the Olympic champion in Athens with Kim Dong-moon. And on the left there, Kang Kyun-sung. So Phil James is our umpire for the first of our finals. For all the court officials, really a great honour to officiate on an All-England final. A big occasion for the officials as well, obviously for the players. These 2 pairs obviously have not met each other previously, and that is because the Koreans are such a new combination. Last final moments of preparation. What a moment for Ko Sun-hyun and Ha Jung Eun.
All England Open Badminton Championships.
They started the week in the qualifying rounds, and here they are in the All-England final. Who would have predicted that? But I have to say, as I've watched them throughout the event, they have grown in confidence. And really, the way they played the semi-final yesterday against Jung Eun and Ma Jin, it was astonishing, like real experienced pros. Hanbin and Hyun just introduced the crowd. They, of course, are the Olympic bronze medalists. Haven't played each other previously because the Korean partnership is such a new partnership.
Service over. 1-love.
Well, this really is an intriguing contest. Indecision. The Chinese. I have to say, Paul Eric, it's the Chinese who are looking very nervous.
Yeah, to be honest, it's quite surprisingly, I would say, they should be more into this final because they have been there before. The Koreans, for the first time in such a major final, should give them some nerves, but it seems as if they are coping with that really well.
They certainly did yesterday, didn't they, in that tough semi-final against Jung Eun and Ma Jin. I was absolutely astonished by the character shown for such inexperienced players. They played the big points so well. But of course, we have to remember, and you know all about this, the burden of expectation when you're expected to win. You're the higher ranked pair, you've enjoyed more success, and sometimes that added pressure does get you.
It certainly does, and of course, the Koreans can play a bit more free. They are the underdogs, and they can just play for the joy of the game, and that can give some freedom into the game compared to the Chinese, who everybody expecting to win this final.
4-1.
And they're up against a Korean pair who's really playing well, and they're complementing each other really well on the court. So therefore, it's difficult to get through. with the offensive game that the Chinese normally are using.
Right idea from Ko Sung-hyun.
2-4.
Execution not to match. Yu Yang, one of the most successful players at the Beijing Olympics. She, of course, won the gold medal in the women's doubles with Du Jing. Bronze medal in the mixed. And Paul-Eric, you were talking yesterday about Yu Yang being probably the best mixed doubles player as far as the women are concerned in world badminton at the moment.
Yeah, I believe that her consistency and her kind of look in the game, she is really placed in the right area every time. She's not making that many mistakes, and therefore I consider her as the best mixed double player in the world right now.
No, pushed it wide. Just picking up on that point, you say right now, in comparison to Gao Ling and maybe Gail Ems as well, in comparison, is she that sort of level? Because those were two really outstanding mixed doubles players.
Yeah, you're right about that. And to be honest, maybe she hasn't picked up that level right now. Gao Ling and Gail Ems probably a bit better than Yu Yang is, but she actually is getting stronger and stronger.
As she proved in that rally. Absolutely tremendous, the way she put away that backhand. Watch this very little backswing of the racket. The little tap, first of all. Very sharp movement of the racket head. Just wide. Hanbin doesn't like the call.
Service over.
Appeals to the umpire, but the umpire is not going to overrule. Well, we didn't notice yesterday that Ha does have a tendency to wait committed to that forehand defence. Well, I tend to side with the line judge there. Lucky return of serve, the net cord.
Service over. 6-7.
Oh, it's landed in. Chen Sing-tong getting as animated as ever.
7-all.
And they've drawn level once again. Level at 4-all. Definitely spotted the weakness in Jung Eun's defensive play and that commitment to one side or the other, because I know he missed with the last one across court, but they're making it count. Hanbin. 255 kilometers an hour, that's 158 miles an hour. Example on classic mixed doubles. The man smashing in exactly the right place to get his net player involved so that she can intercept and finish off the rally. What a tremendous low serve.
10-7.
5 straight points from 5-7 down. Well, they're certainly settled in now. There was early nerves from the Chinese.
Service over. 8-10.
Yeah, desperately trying to keep the shuttle low. Drives over the net. Nobody wants to lift. Give away the attacking play. Oh, that's clever. Yeah. Good tactical awareness from Hyun.
9-10.
That was the one that did the damage.
It certainly was. And look at the action Jung Eun is having towards the shuttle. He hesitates just a slight split of a second, and then he bangs it away, and therefore he's fixating his opponent in that situation really well, and he is doing that several times in this first set.
She waits committed to the forehand defence, because if the shuttle does come to that area, she can drive the shuttle back and drive it down the right-hand side of her opponent's court. Crikey, that was good length as well on that shuttle.
And if you were looking at how the way she was actually moving towards the net, having her forehand, being ready for that smash, and she actually succeeded with that to perfection.
At short. Yeah. And it's the Koreans who have the narrowest of possible margins going into the mid-game interval. Well, we said right at the start of this would be an intriguing contest. This is fascinating. The youngsters are playing just terrific badminton. So Hanbin hitting more of the Chinese winners. Surprised about that. Both the men playing more winners. Now, classically, in mixed doubles, we expect the winners to come from the woman at the front of the court, playing it down, intercepting, but that's not the case nowadays. I mean, it's far more of a level double, isn't it?
Definitely, it's much more as a level double, and it is because the girls is actually, their defense is getting better and better, so they can actually support their companion on the court much better than they maybe did before.
Error on the serve.
And then I would say the speed in the game is also very important to bear in mind, because I think the speed has increased, and those two pairs we have on court right now maybe is what the essence of what I'm talking about, because they're really fast, incredibly fast.
Service over. 12-11.
Yeah, good on the defence this time, Hart. She'll be disappointed with that, Yu Yang. pulled hard out of position. Look, she was way back in her defensive stance, and Hyun was definitely tactically trying to play the right shot. Just making the error. That is a magnificent shot. It's not only the placement of the shuttle, it's the fact that she went forward at exactly the right moment, anticipating.
You're definitely right, Jill. And another thing for this situation to watch is the racket, how high she actually is having her racket, and then she can make the ankle in the right direction.
That's gone long at the back line. And 4 straight points now for the qualifiers from Korea. Look how flat that was from Hyun. Flat over the net, playing it down the sides of the court, guiding the shuttle into open spaces. Chinese fans really getting into this. Yeah, we saw Yu Yang attempting exactly the same thing towards the backhand side just a couple of rallies ago. Push hard Jung Eun back off the net defensively, and then the little block in front of her. Good sound tactic. Good judgment. Shuttle clearly long of the back line.
16-12. Over 13-16.
Yes, the smash down the centre of the court. Had the Koreans got that back, Yu Yang would have been in a position to intercept. Clever play from Hanbin, but a bit of a big swing and a stiff arm as he tried to play that defensive shot. Ko Sung-hyun. 13-16. Oh, that serve was going out. That's clever. Oh, this is just fabulous. Wonderful badminton.
Over 17-13.
I think your point earlier, Paul-Eric, about the speed of this, the speed of the realities, the speed of reaction of these players. It's not just that they're reacting to the shuttle, they're doing something very positive with it. They're thinking about the placement. Really is terrific mixed doubles. To sway his body one direction and hit the shuttle in another.
18-13.
Very, very impressive. The fastest smash of the match so far at 263. 163 miles an hour. Well, for a pair that's only ever played 5 previous tournaments together, they are playing remarkably well and seem to have a complete understanding of their partner's movements, shots, what's going to happen next. It's just remarkable. Yeah, good judgment there. 20 game points, 13, 7 game points. From Korea, Hyun and Jung Eun. Absolutely phenomenal. They are playing brilliantly. 21-13 the margin. What on earth can the Olympic bronze medalists do to get back in this final? Slow motions there. Seeing the movement of the players and the shuttle tumbling. Three times as many errors from the Chinese.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Well, during that interval, we saw the errors statistics, and the Olympic bronze medalists 3 times as many errors from them as from the Koreans. 15 from the Chinese rackets, just 5 from the Koreans. And that, I guess, Paul Eric, is something that the Chinese, I mean, apart from any tactical advice that you can see they should be implementing, they've got to cut out some of these errors.
They certainly have, Jill, and as far as I can see on the Chinese faces, they are really very much into the thoughts of I must not make mistakes. And when you're thinking that, you make the mistakes. And I think that's also something they have to come up with another attitude compared to what they have done the first set. And then another thing I would say as well, for the Koreans' sake, what we say in Denmark, they stay a good defensive. They're not moving back every time they are in a defensive position. They actually stay there, waiting for the chance in order to move forward. And that's a strong part for the Koreans.
Service over. 1-2.
His defense is just extraordinary. Pushed it wide. Yeah, there's real signs to me that they are getting anxious, aren't they? That mindset that you've just been talking about. What do you do in a situation like this? And you say they've got to stop thinking about the errors and do they've got to focus on, right, this is where we're going to play the winners from?
Yeah, positive thoughts in a situation where you are afraid of the negative thoughts. Because if you are focusing and I'm not think negative, then of course you think negative, because the brain set up for getting the not word. So that's very difficult. It's a difficult thing to use, but if you can start thinking positive, then you have a chance to background your negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I would like to see here Hanbin play his offensive with a variation. I think he's been smashing too hard too often, and therefore he has been in a position where he's not really making 100% out of his offensive game.
Well, when the power play does work like that, but it was the placement more than the power, wasn't it?
It was the placement. Look at that. In the center between the two Koreans. Perfect smash.
Yeah, he got away with it again then, but you're right, he's not varying it enough.
6-3. 7-3.
Forced to play the high backhand. But it was Yu Yang stepping forward into the net position, into the defensive shot and carrying forward to the net. Perhaps the sheer threat putting opponents off.
It's over. 4-7.
Well, I think the Chinese pair, I've noticed in the opening game, they were making an awful lot of errors lifting long of the back line, and I think they're so concerned about the attacking power and variation from the Koreans that they're so desperately trying to get the shuttle right to the back that they're overhitting too many of them. Oh, it's a good return of serve.
It's over. 8-5.
Now, extraordinarily, Hanbin has not won a point so far in the match on his own serve. Is that about to change? Great shot from Yu Yang. Indeed, it has changed. What a super shot. The vision to see the gap. His defence did close on Hyun.
10-5.
A healthy 5-point advantage for the Chinese combination. Oh, glorious shot. A real lesson into how to step in and take the shuttle early, and then just go guiding it into the open space, but look how she's moving forward to the net, following it forward. Wonderful play.
Wipe the court, please.
And the court attendant being asked to come on and wipe the court, mop up the perspiration that's dripped down onto the court surface. But the players themselves saying, no, it's fine, just spread the perspiration about with the shoe, I guess. Probably would have been better with the old mopper on. A nod of approval from Kang Kyung-jin. Serve and look for the third shot. We've been talking over the last 2 days about the importance of those first 3 shots in doubles.
We certainly have, and there you have a classic example of how important it is for the server to follow through up to the net, concentrating on the next shot, and that is what I would say Jung Eun is really good at.
9, 10.
Now just 1 point the deficit. Judgment, it drops long of that back line, and the Koreans, who had to defend throughout the entirety of that rally. The punch clear, I can understand tactically why Hanbin was trying that shot. But 5 straight points now for the Koreans, and they're back level. And that's turned around by the fact that Hanbin was so sharp onto the little mid-court push. This is the one. Look how he leaps forward to take that early, putting Ha under enormous pressure on her defence, and a simple finish off as far as Yu Yang is concerned. And so in contrast to the opening game, still just the 1 point in it, but this time in favour of the Chinese. Crikey, look at that, the number of winners at the nets. Chinese pair way ahead of the Koreans on that. And just emphasising how good Yu Yang is as a net player. 6 of the 7 winners from the front of the court from her. You know, it's interesting because I wouldn't have picked up on the fact that the Koreans were not playing enough winners from the front of the court. But I think what they're doing is coming forward and maybe setting themselves up rather than actually playing the winners. Well, that's interesting. Perhaps they can take something away from that and work on actually finishing off the rally with that shot from the net.
12, 10.
Yes, I think one of the things you picked up earlier, Paul Eric, is the fact that the Koreans vary the pace so much more. They're little soft shots, then the hard push, then the little block again from Ko. And the Chinese don't do enough of that. They love to play at 100 miles an hour the whole time with flat pushes as fast as possible. But the variation is often what does the damage.
You're absolutely right, Jill, and that's one of the reasons I see the mistakes coming from the Chinese, because the Koreans really are making the differences in the speed, how the variation is coming into the Chinese, and that makes the Chinese not being able to just push and push and push, and therefore the mistakes will come through.
Service over. 13.
Yeah, good block 11. From Yu Yang, and the movement immediately forward. There's an example of him wanting to hit hard the whole time. The drive and then driving it way long of the back line.
It's over. 14-12.
The defence perfect.
15-12. Service over. 13-15.
Crucial moments. Yeah, good work. Example of how strong Yu Yang is from the back of the court. Going back for the flick serve, a powerful, accurate smash, and then Hanbin finishing it off from the front. And the Olympic bronze medalists are beginning to edge closer to their goal of taking this second game. An interesting Chen Xingdong there, urging his players to move up their base position in court. Yes. Lovely.
18-13.
All-out attack now as far as the Chinese are concerned, and the Koreans have not managed to do what Paul Eric said they should, which was stand their ground in their defence, backing further and further off, and therefore having to lift the shuttle. And now the Chinese just 2 points away from this second game. 287 kilometres an hour. That's 178 miles an hour.
Over. 14-19.
Yeah, it's so important in doubles to maintain the attack and get on the attack. Whilst Paul-Eric has been pointing out that defensive play is superb nowadays and has improved considerably, it's still all about the attacking play.
Over.
The power, the attack, the placement. And now the Chinese combination have 6 game points.
Over. 15-20.
One squandered. What a return of serve and the clenched fist from Hanbin. Far more positive by the world ranked #2 pair.
Won by Hanbin and Jung Eun.
And sticking to their tactical plan to try and attack has paid dividends, and they have taken the second game 21-15. We will be treated to a third and deciding game.
这是另外一个比较连贯的起来打的，就是让基础兵打。
不能老这样点上。
不行的啊，因为你再往前啊，你攻的拍跟男的拍一定要结合起来，因为他们喜欢抛球多，男的不看你连着打，他们这个球很好。你让男的让他抛球打是3本，我就说。
What always fascinates me with the Koreans that the two coaches talking to the two players individually rather than talking to them as a pair. Quite a few flick serves coming in from the Chinese. Jin. So, Paul-Eric, do you think the bubble has finally burst as far as the Koreans are concerned? I mean, we should point out that they dropped the second game against the European champions, Anthony Clark and Donna Kellogg. So they've been in this situation previously in these All England Championships and come back to win. But somehow I felt that the Chinese were just beginning to impose themselves on this match.
They certainly are, Jill, and I think their offensive is now really paying off. They have been fighting and fighting, and the Koreans has been having such a good defensive, but now they are reversing a bit or going back on court. That means that there will be open space in front, and Yu Yang will be in control more and more in the game. If they're not able to stop that, the Koreans will definitely be in trouble.
Great rally. And the reaction at the end of that rally from Ko Sung-hyun. The frustration throws his racket in the air. And that might just be very telling indeed. Koreans' body language to me says they no longer have the belief. thrives on confidence. She is now really hunting the shuttle. Fortunate with the net cord. Now by Chinese, and Taekwon, a big deep breath from him, looking very concerned indeed. Already in this deciding game. It really is amazing that they've played every match in this tournament against a non-seeded combination. In fact, by semi-final stage, it was this Chinese pair were the only seeds left in the mixed doubles event. Brilliantly, and then made the error on the what should have been the winning shot. Wonderful change of pace with the drop shot. And I suspect the Koreans are a spent force. Wide. 9-love.
And what is happening right now is that Hanbin is in a good position every time he smashes. The Koreans hasn't been able to move him around on the court, and therefore his position is getting better and better, and the smash is more and more powerful.
Idea. This is incredible. 1 of 10 points. Most of the points, I think, as far as the Chinese are concerned, have come from Yu Yang on her serve. As soon as I saw that was a kiss of death, wasn't it? Looking to take the shot early, and a 10-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Well, appear to be in total command now, the Chinese pair. And just picking up on the point I made a moment ago, Paul-Eric, the fact that semi-final stage, it was this Chinese combination, the only seeds left in the mixed doubles tournament. And is that an indication that there has been a real increase in the strength and depth of this discipline? Or is it simply that the world ranking that the seedings are done from is not really an accurate indication of order of merit? Because, of course, pairs keep swapping. So world rankings are lower because they haven't got the optimum number of tournaments.
Jill, I think it's a bit of both, but it's always been like that. The mixed double has been quite strong, and everybody can beat everybody on the day. But what we see right now is that also seeded, unseeded players are able to come through, and then surprisingly qualification players as well. It's incredible how well mixed double is having the depth in different variations.
We saw an incredible comeback yesterday in the women's singles semi-final with Tina Rasmussen.
11.
And we'll need a similar sort of miracle if the Koreans are to come back now. Not impossible, improbable so.
12-2.
Oh, that's very, very good play. That's what he was doing so well in the early stages of this final. Leaping on those half-court shots, the variation in pace, that's the one. A little push that's meant to go past the net player and still land in front of the rear court player, but he's leaping onto it so quickly, is Jung Eun. The Chinese are getting no advantage from that.
Play, please.
Drifting long of that back line.
Over 13-3.
Very quick onto the flick serve. Jung Eun. In fact, it was just...
13.
Didn't even seem to be half a step in a jump, just seemed to jump almost from that base position, that ready position to receive the serve. What he should be doing. Unable to implement it. Knows that he was too far back in court, didn't crouch down low enough, allowing the torso to fall forward and therefore off balance as you're trying to play the defensive shot. Combination play, no wonder they give each other the high fives. 50 minutes of action.
15-4.
And they look now as if they're well on the way to their first All England mixed doubles title. Is there a way back, Paul Eric?
To be honest, I doubt it. I mean, I've seen the aggressiveness in the Chinese play right now. That will be difficult to conquer. And I think what is happening is that Jung Eun is not really having the mentality of pushing through now. It was as if he was giving up. He was a bit confused, couldn't come up with anything against Hanbin's and Yu Yang's well-prepared offensive.
Push that wide. Really total contrast to Zheng Bo and Ma Jin yesterday in the semi-final. This Chinese pair have communicated well, encouraged each other, and, well, quite frankly, a very different sort of an outcome. Seemed to mistime that jump smash.
6-17.
Hanbin delighted with himself. Yes, Yu Yang was the one that had done the first interception and really set up the rally. Yeah, look at the reaction.
It's over. 7-18.
The initial dive, and then seemed to almost give up on the rally. We've watched badminton players all week diving, and it's not just the athletic dive. What I find so extraordinary is the recovery, having been on the floor. They all seem to get up so quickly, but not on this occasion. And I think you're right, Paul-Eric, when you've talked about the psychology of the Koreans now. They've basically gone, haven't they?
They have, and I think this will be just a matter of time that the Chinese would have won this match.
Just 2 points away from the title. Oh, beautiful. Oh. Indecision earlier on in the rally from her Hanbin. Then they scrambled every shuttle back. And when things are going for you, even the luck with the Chinese pair. 13 match points. Good play, though, from Ko Sung-hyun. A little too late, I suspect. Delaying the inevitable. Well, the Korean coaches can be mighty proud of their players throughout the tournament. And this time, they take the title on the third opportunity. The Olympic champions, Hanbin and Yu Yang, take the Onyx All-England mixed doubles. Fourth consecutive year that Chinese pairs have won the mixed doubles. Of course, Gao Ling was won on the last 3 occasions. First of all with Zhang Jun, and then twice with Zheng Bo. And this pair of Hanbin and Yu Yang are worthy successors. The delight from Hanbin, having dropped the opening game, they really did stick to their game plan and implemented it so well. So confirmation of the score, 13-21, 21-15,
Ladies and
21-9.
gentlemen, presentations for the 2009 Yonex All-England Mixed Doubles title. We're delighted to be in our 99th year of this prestigious Open Championships and the 26th consecutive year of Yonex sponsorship. This is one of the longest partnerships of any sports event in the world, and Badminton England would like to take this opportunity to extend its sincere thanks to Yonex for its continued and long-standing support. To make the presentations, we'd like to welcome to the stage John Havers, a well-known international name in badminton and former international player and manager, now president of Badminton England. With him is Nora Perry, MBE, who has won the All-England Mixed Doubles title 6 times and the Women's Doubles title twice, and is now the Badminton England International Delegate. And Paul Jetson, Managing Director of Yonex UK Limited. I'd now like to invite John Havers to step forward to present the commemorative medal to umpire Phil James from England. And his service judge, Elaine Kong from the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2009 runners-up are from Korea. Ko Sung-hyun and Hyun.
Well, I'm sure they'll be disappointed to have lost this final, but on reflection, I'm sure that they will treasure the memories from this week for a lifetime. Ko Sung-hyun and Jung Eun, both 21 years of age, and we are going to see an awful lot more of this young combination. They have been sensational to battle their way through the qualifying event, beaten 2 seeded pairs en route to the final.
Yonex All-England Open
and they did put up a tremendous fight.
China, Hanbin and Hyun.
So the All-England champions, Hanbin and Hyun, the world #2 ranked pair, have won the All-England title, their first tournament of 2009.
Paul Jetson handing over the winner's check. And John Havers has the pleasure of handing over the silver trophy.
The famous trophies that so many of the great badminton players have lifted aloft.
Your 2009 Yonex All-England Mixed Doubles champions from China, here Hanbin and Hyun.
Worthy champions came back from that loss in the opening game of the final, but in the end they were quite brilliant. Hyun especially finishing off and hunting the shuttle at the front of the court.
Thank you very much to our presentation guests this afternoon, and we now extend an invitation to our winners to lap of honour of the arena.
now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome the court officials for the men's singles final.